welcome back. It's time for us to start doing chapter 3. So here we are, still in Stoneguard, because that's where we were in the previous part. And we're going to start up Cyrus's chapter 3. Now you can see on the group on the right, I've got Ophilia in the group now. And what I've decided is, based on previous parts, I've made her a thief as well. So I've got a healer and a thief. Because of the debuffs, I feel like I'm going to need them in future. It's just... that seems to be the way everything's heading. Buff up, debuff, do big skills with Tressa. That seems to basically be the pattern with me at the moment. It seems to be working, so let's carry on with that. But anyway, we need to hear the tale. Cyrus, chapter 3. You make your way to Stoneguard after learning the origin of the copy of the tome you seek. We'll start that again, because I completely screwed that up. You make your way to Stoneguard after learning that the original copy of the tome you seek might be there. There you go. But you can't help but feel that someone's been watching you. Indeed. I remember this one. Because this is the one that interests me. Out of everyone, it's like Primrose and Cyrus. They're the two that interest me the most. The story so far. In Quarry Crest, Cyrus used his powers of deduction to get to the bottom of a series of kidnappings perpetrated by the depraved scholar Gideon. He was harvesting the villagers' blood for his dark research. It was in Gideon's sickening laboratory that Cyrus discovered it. A translated copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell. Though the history of the dark arts intrigued him, he could not sit idly by while his peers used knowledge for evil. And so Cyrus came to Stoneguard, where the tome was bound. Oh, bound, as in, yeah. Book, you know. Would he find answers here? Or only more dreadful questions? Questions. Stoneguard at last. Indubitably. A sprawling city if I ever saw one. Talk about searching for a needle in a haystack.
Now then.
First, I should review where we stand. Like as not, the translated copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell was produced by a bookmaker in this town. But where to begin my search? The bookshop. Logically speaking, it would make the most sense to begin at the source. Exactly. Bookshop. Which means head straight for... boom, we're at the bookshop. The bindery, of course. Where else? Bookshop. What? There's a triple... oh yeah, we're being followed, aren't we? Question mark? Clearly no one there, we're fine.
Very well.
Let the investigation begin. There we go. Doesn't have a face. I do hope you notice that. Maybe I can do something with you, but it doesn't seem like I can. No. Not got any speech mark above you, so I can't really do anything with you as far as I know. Right, in here. Hello, have you made a weird book?
Indeed.
Book binding requires the finest of materials. Alright then. Fare thee well. It's like, no, we're gonna scrutinize here. Purchase, maybe? What have you got? What have you got? Ah, rubbish. Let's scrutinize you. Let's see now. Testimony. I sold a book of my making to Dominic, a translator. His home lies on the east side of town. The book's whereabouts. Most intriguing. Well now, it would seem I owe this Dominic fellow a visit. I should be able to find him in the workshop just east of here. Let's go then. This is the part I like, where it's like piecing together the puzzle. I wish it was more puzzly, but I still like it.
Excuse me.
Beg pardon. Is this the resident? Is this the house of?
My apologies.
I don't know who you are, but I am not in the mood for company.
A moment of
If
your
you could
time.
just spare a moment, kind sir. There's something I'd like to ask you.
Be gone with
I said I wish to see no one. Leave me at once. He seems like a stubborn one. I'll have to find another way. Releasing direct control. Pray forgive the intrusion. A good day to you, sir. It might behoove me to find out a bit more about our friend Dominic. Scrutinize away! No, we're going to scrutinize you, definitely. Let's see here, let's scrutinize you, maybe. Oh, 50 foot, go for it. Let's see now. Oh, smart bartering. Lovely, most intriguing. Right, actually, properly story one now. Let's see now. Testimony. That Dominic went and shut himself off from the world after his only daughter succumbed to sickness 15 years ago. Oh dear. Most intriguing. So there's something else going on over there. We'll go ahead inside here then. You there! Let's see now. Testimony. Dominic had a translation commission he thought would earn him a fortune. Still rues the day he said yes to it, poor lad. Oh dear, most intriguing. Something I want to try though on our way down here is this guide here. Guide this individual. Let the flame guide your path. Wow, the Church of the Flame's got a lot good to teach. Lot of good to teach. Alright then. Can we actually see if we can get an allure going as well? Oh, 100% chance, may as well bring him along. Admit it now. Would you care to spend a little more time with me? I can spare you my time for a short while. Pray come hither. There we go. It's just wanted a long chain of people. That is literally the reason I did that. Alright, you there. Ooh. Let's see now. Sold some medicine to Dominic about 15 years ago, I think. It was in a spot above her, as I recall, financially speaking, so I gave him a discount. Most intriguing.
Very well.
And that should do it. I dare say Dominic will be more talkative this time. Right, head back then. Oh, sorry, head thee back. Oh no, that was the previous one, wasn't it? With Hannet. Oh, Harnet. Right, let's see again now.
Excuse me.
Beg pardon, Master Dominic. I am Cyrus, the scholar who called upon you earlier. You again? I already told you, I don't want to see you. 15 years ago, it was his daughter. What task did Dominic take on his debts? Translating a book.
But of course.
Yes, if my reasoning is correct, this is undoubtedly why Dominic has cut off all contact with the outside world. I do not mean to open old wounds, friend. But I have heard that you lost your dear daughter to illness some 15 years ago.
Thusly.
Since then, you have secluded yourself and cut off all contact with the outside world. In order to procure the elixirs that might save your daughter, you needed coin, quickly, and in large quantities. And so you accepted an unusual task.
Yes.
To wit, producing a translation of from the far reaches of hell. Who told you this?
Now then.
The book that you translated is now in my possession. Clearly you are a scholar of great knowledge and wisdom. You took care to omit the most horrific passages, doubtless because you recognized the danger they pose. As an academic, I will not stand idly by as knowledge is used for the purpose of evil. And so I ask you, who commissioned this translation from you? Come inside.
Many thanks.
Thank you, friend.
Listen.
But where should I even begin?
In truth,
15 years ago, a man came here to me with a request. He said it was of dire import. Strangely, I cannot recall his name. He was a scholar, and from his wounds? Yep. Words, one could tell his mind was as sharp as a blade, unlike mine. But what I remember more than anything were his eyes, which burned blood red with a zeal for knowledge that bordered on obsession.
What in the...
Red eyes. Could it be? No. Perish the thought.
after that...
They say in recent years he accepted a prestigious position at the Royal Academy in Atlasdam. Okay.
It couldn't
Good
be.
gods. Headmaster Yvonne!
Yes.
Ah, yes, it is all coming back to me now. Yvonne was his name.
In truth...
He came to me, a mighty and venerable tome in hand. That tome was from the far reaches of hell. I did not have to think twice,
Is that so?
knowing full well the danger posed by the forbidden knowledge within.
Yes.
I was not blind to the risk. And yet, what choice did I have? The medicines my daughter required cost a veritable fortune, and I am but a humble scholar. So you followed Yvonne's instructions to the letter?
Yes.
I translated that dreadful tome. All the while fearing for my life what horrors might come to pass if the knowledge fell into the wrong hands. In the end, even the rarest of elixirs could not save my poor girl. Looking back, I believe this was divine punishment for my sins. Headmaster Yvonne, whatever was that man thinking? You say the book is in your possession. I beg of you, promise me.
Leave it
I
to
will
me.
see that it is never again used to bring pain and suffering. You have my word. The pain and guilt you bear is surely beyond my understanding, but I hope this will bring you even a small measure of solace. Rest your heart easy, friend, as best you can.
You have my thanks.
Cyrus, was it? You have my thanks. There's that person again.
Come now.
Well, are you going to keep hiding in the shadows, or shall we end this charade? What? I was asleep. What?
Ah,
Oh, this is a woman. Oh. So you were wise to my presence.
Just so.
I knew I was being followed, yes. Oh dear. Yes. Fancy meeting you outside the academy. You are the headmaster's assistant, Miss...
call me Lucia.
That'll do.
Greetings.
A pleasure. And why have you followed me here, Miss Lucia?
I apologize.
Forgive me, Professor Olberic. I meant no offense. I overheard that you were investigating the whereabouts of a certain tome. A tome by the name of From the Far Reaches of Hell, is that correct? And what if it is?
In truth,
What am I about to say? I ask that you keep in the utmost confidence. I have reason to believe Headmaster Yvonne is plotting something unsavory involving the self-same tome. Well, we know this.
Why?
So the thief who
I'll
stole the
be-
book from the archives was
yes,
the headmaster himself. Of this, I am all but certain. The headmaster's assistant I may be, but first and foremost I am a scholar in my own right. I will not stand to see my profession's good name sullied by one who would use knowledge in the name of evil This is why.
Indeed.
You came here seeking my aid.
Correct.
Yes. My intuition as an academic tells me you are a man to be trusted. As you may be aware, Headmaster Yvonne hails from Stoneguard himself.
Yes.
I was planning to investigate that very matter after I was done here. The house in which he was born still stands. Yet there are ominous rumors about that place. I have ascertained its location, but I am hesitant to investigate further on my own. And so I ask, Professor Olberic, pray lend me your aid.
I see.
Before I promise anything, I would see the house with my own eyes.
Correct.
I understand completely. You will find it on the north side of town. Up the ominous stairs of doom, as they called.
Shall we begin?
Very well. Let us pay it a visit straight away. As for whether or not I can cooperate, I will give you my answer there. Is that acceptable?
Thank you.
But of course. Thank you, Professor. I will go on ahead and meet you there. Right, travel banter.
Pardon me.
Can I ask you a question, Professor? By all means. What kind of things did you teach back at the Palace? The Palace, yep. Interested in a spot of learning, are we? Then pull up a log and I'll give you a lesson. Huh? History. Let's begin there, specifically with the founding of the mighty kingdom of Hornburg. Wait, I never said. And there followed, and also in short. He's been talking for an hour now. I'm not sure whether to be annoyed or impressed. But the king, Edward, if you recall, had his own worries, you see. Professor, can I say something? What is it, Tressa? We really need to get back on the road. Ha! Terrible, terrible joke. Loading. I was going to say where we got to go here. It's like straight in front of us. This is where Headmaster Yvonne was born and raised. According to the neighbours, it has lain abandoned for some 20 years now.
Is that so?
Ominous indeed. Well, shall we let ourselves in? A knife in the back. What the? Clearly been pushed in. That's weird. How the hell did we get out of this?
Oh! Where? What is this place?
Ah, Professor Albright. I apologize for this little ruse.
It was a trap. I am so shocked.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
Nepgear?
So, we meet again, Headmaster Yvonne.
Oh.
When I heard you were looking into from the far reaches of hell, I knew your search would lead you here. And sure enough, you didn't disappoint me. Your mind is every bit as sharp as I thought it was.
You sent Lucia to keep an eye on me.
What a shame, my dear boy. A thirst for knowledge like yours would be such a terrible thing to waste. So, what do you say? Apprentice yourself to me, and I will overlook your little trespasses.
How kind of you. I refuse.
Oh my god, I didn't expect him to say that.
I am, shall we say, philosophically opposed to your stance on knowledge. I believe that knowledge should be shared, not hoarded for one's personal gain.
I agree. I mean, I know knowledge is power and all that, but it's like... if an entire civilization has power, who knows what they could do?
I thought you'd say as much. Most unfortunate, Cyrus. Most unfortunate. As you know, this is my house, and I don't get many callers these days.
That might be due to the giant hole you have at your entrance, but alright.
A smart man like you knows what this means, yes?
That there's nothing in the fridge for guests?
When you starve to death here, no one will be the wiser.
Like I said, nothing in the fridge. Haha, if you think I'll give up without a fight, you don't know me nearly well enough.
What have we
Climbing my way out doesn't seem to be an option.
Now then!
How to get myself out of this predicament? And he was never heard from again. Oh. A bone! Yeah, how do we get out of this predicament? Investigate further. Investigate further. Investigate further. Let's wait and see.
Professor?
Professor Olberic? That voice. Could it be?
Are you okay?
Hold on, Professor. I'll lower a rope. There you go. Climb on up. Oh, Professor, I'm so glad you're safe. Therese. That was it, wasn't it? Did you come all the way from Atlaston? But why?
Actually...
I knew you were in danger. And so I came to warn you. This is all your fault, you know. Kinda. That's quite enough, young lady. Ow!
Therese!
There we go. I knew Cyrus would come. Okay, but you have a pluck for a girl your age.
You think you can get away
Yvonne,
with this?
let go of her at once. It was clear hostage negotiation never factored into your scholarly pursuits. Why would it? Mark my words, Cyrus. Stop meddling in my research or the girl's life is forfeit. Where'd he go? Wait. He's mad now. I'm assuming this is going to be the dungeon now. Make for the cellars. Ah, right, so yes, this is going to be the dungeon now, so we shall end this part here, and then we'll head off and hopefully save Therese. So see you then. Ta-ta for now.